Welcome to today's Explainer. So, have you ever wondered how one of history's most brilliant, kind of eccentric inventors could be responsible for one of today's biggest self-improvement trends? We are looking at this fascinating intersection where historical mystery meets mathematics and modern mindset practices. It's all centered around something called the 3-6-9 manifestation method, a concept that is deeply rooted in the absolute obsession of Nikola Tesla, and what many actually consider to be Tesla's code for the universe.
Tesla famously said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And, he wasn't just talking about electricity and coils, he was talking about the literal fabric of reality. Okay, let's dive into this, because Tesla truly believed that these specific numbers held the actual blueprint to the universe itself.
He completely fixated on these three digits, 3, 6, and 9. He believed they were way more than just random math. In a lot of spiritual communities today, these digits have actually been combined into what people call a master activation code. It's basically a bridge between your internal thoughts and your physical reality, a super practical tool for setting intentions and actually hitting your biggest goals.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Tesla's universal code. 2. Decoding 3, 6, and 9. 3. 2 ways to practice. 4. Science and the spirit. And finally, 5. Tips for manifestation success.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Tesla's universal code. Let's look at exactly why Tesla was so completely obsessed with these mathematical patterns.
Tesla was super into universal patterns, specifically this thing called vortex mathematics. He kept noticing this persistent, kind of wild mathematical quirk in the natural world. Think about a standard circle, which is 360 degrees. If you add those digits up, 3 plus 6 plus 0, you get 9. If you divide that circle in half, you get 180 degrees. Well, 1 plus 8 plus 0 is 9. Divide it again to 90 degrees. 9 plus 0 is 9. He found that dividing circles continually leads back to a root of 3, 6, or 9. So to Tesla, these weren't just numbers on a chalkboard. They were literally the fundamental blueprints of nature.
Let's move to Section 2, decoding 3, 6, and 9, to see exactly what each of these digits signifies when we use them.
When you look at this through a manifestation lens, each number carries a really specific intention. 3 represents creation and expression, like that initial spark of a great idea. 6 stands for harmony, balance, and the inner strength you need to nurture that idea. And finally, 9 symbolizes completion, fulfillment, and just completely releasing any negativity that's holding you back. So the sequence is actually perfectly mapping out the journey of a goal, from brainstorming the idea, balancing the effort, to actually seeing it fully realized.
All right, Section 3, 2 ways to practice. Let's talk about how to choose a method that actually fits your busy lifestyle.
Regardless of how you want to do this, the prep work is exactly the same. Step 1, identify a highly specific goal. Step 2, turn that goal into a present tense affirmation. And step 3, this is absolutely huge, and it comes from the teachings of Abraham Hicks. You must hold that thought for exactly 17 seconds. Why 17 seconds? Because proponents of the method say it takes the brain exactly 17 seconds of pure, uninterrupted focus to truly lock into the energy and feeling of a thought.
Let's look at what a proper 17-second affirmation actually sounds like. Notice the phrasing here. It's entirely in the present tense, like it's already a done deal. It's incredibly specific. We aren't just saying, I want money, we're saying 10,000 pounds into my bank account. And most importantly, it uses these emotionally charged words like freedom, joy, and excitement. You want to use words that you literally feel in your gut as you say them out loud. Now, what's really interesting about this is how you can adapt it to your day. We've got the classic writing method, where you physically write your affirmation in a journal. 3 times in the morning to set the intention, 6 times at midday to amplify it, and 9 times before bed to just lock it in. Or we have the alarm method, which is fantastic if you're always on the go. You pick 3 goals, set 6 phone alarms throughout the day, and whenever one goes off, you just mentally repeat each desire 9 times. Both of them just require focus and repetition, so pick whatever feels the most natural for you.
Quick tip, if you are going with the writing method, it's highly recommended you commit to the process for 33 days consecutively. Yep, 33 days in a row. That level of consistency is what truly sets your intention and begins to rewire your daily focus.
Section 4, Science and the Spirit. Let's look at why repeating a sentence a few times a day actually changes anything.
The 369 method has this fascinating duality to it.
From a spiritual perspective, it's all rooted in the law of attraction, the idea that focusing on a specific energy draws that exact thing to you, with the universe delivering it on divine timing. But if you're looking through a strictly scientific lens, there's a very real psychological mechanism happening here involving the reticular activating system. The best part? In both scenarios, the outcome is exactly the same. Your focused intention directly drives you toward your goal.
Let's break down that psychological angle a bit more. The reticular activating system, or RAS, is a network in your brainstem that acts like a bouncer. It filters out unnecessary information so only the important stuff gets through. When you repeat an affirmation 3, 6, and 9 times a day, you are literally programming your RAS. You are repeatedly telling your brain, hey, this goal is important to me. Suddenly, your brain starts spotting real-world opportunities you totally would have ignored before, like a passing comment about a job opening or a chance to meet a new client. It's not magic. You are literally just training your brain to hunt for success.
Finally, Section 5, Tips for Manifestation Success. Let's go over how to actually maximize your results with this.
Here are your rules for the road. First, always speak in the present tense. Saying I want just signals to your brain that you lack something. Next, do not obsess. Holding on way too tightly creates this energy of desperation, which is the exact opposite of what we want. Consistency is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to focus heavily on the feeling of achieving the goal. And honestly, this is the most crucial part. Manifestation is never a substitute for hard work. You absolutely have to combine this focused intention with real, tangible action.
We also have to look impartially at the psychological realities here. Research shows that for the vast majority of people, about 75%, these methods build wonderful, healthy self-efficacy, meaning a really strong belief in your own ability to succeed. But we have to acknowledge that 25% slice of risky over-reliance. Psychology studies warn that folks who overbelieve in manifestation without actually taking action can end up making riskier financial decisions or having wildly unrealistic expectations of overnight success. The goal is a perfectly balanced positive outlook combined with real-world effort.
Tesla totally believed that 3, 6, and 9 were way more than just digits. They were Tesla's code for the universe. Whether you see this as tapping into divine cosmic frequencies or just as a brilliant psychological hack to program your brain's filtering system, the power of focused intention is totally undeniable. It bridges that gap between just wishing for something and actually moving toward it. So I'll leave you with this question. What will your 17 seconds of focus create today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to test Tesla's universal code out for yourself.